colors are deeply explained or in detail in the book. Okay? So some of you have already bought the book, so they're in detail. I'm not going to go through each and every color because we won't be able to finish this. Okay, placement. So if your tree is really at the center, all right, do we have a here? Okay. The easy part to remember is, oops, there's the page, and you have the center, the left side, the right side. So this is right, this is left, this is center, this is up, and this is down. So you can really visually divide your page into these sections as you're seeing where the tree is. Where is it placed? Okay? Placement of the tree. So if the tree is really put in the center of the page, then okay, yeah, I can instantly tell this reflects that this person really is, days at a time, at the moment. He's not in the past, he's not in the present, future. He's, day-centric, does everything and balanced individual. I'm going to go quickly. This half of the page, so this is your center. Your right side of the page is everything that they do is in the future. So the right side of the page is the future. The left side of the page, if you drew a line here, is their past. Okay? So you can draw, kind of make quadrants. And then this is down and this is up. Right side represents your, everything that they do is the future, past, and more future-oriented, goal-oriented, and not grounded. So we're going to go through in details as well. Now, if it's left side, tapping into thoughts and feelings from his past to interpret and analyze his present. I am going to go quickly through these so that I'll give you the gist of it, and you can always go back to the book because there are 75 slides I have to cover. Tree top, so if they're drawing tree right at the top and they're not even utilizing any of the rest of the page, these are independent-minded individual, very, this is who I am, this is my way or the highway. Okay? Now, the size. If somebody had the whole page and they draw a really small tree, what is it really instantly telling you? That instantly it tells you this individual is very cautious and stingy in all aspects of his life. So even spending money and making decisions, that they're a very cautious individual. They chose to draw a really tiny tree compared to the whole page. Everything is compared to the page that you're given, which is generally 8 by 11 page, plain. So I've used lined ones when I've run out of it. There's all the trees that is in my book are from all real clients that have drawn them. So some of them are lined just because I ran out, not because... And also it tells me that I'm going to tell you that this person doesn't really think too much of himself, It's like compared to the surrounding, I'm very little. Large tree, this individual may be generous to a fault. Also a large tree tells me they do think, with self-esteem and self-confidence is high. Light or dark lines are the indicators of self-esteem and self-confidence as well. If you're drawing lightly colored, we use a pencil and it's very light, then we have to work at your self-esteem and self-confidence, which is very important because you know what? Our practice is really, if you think about it, is based on to get success. You want to build a client's self-esteem and self-confidence to have success in whichever goal they're there for, right? Okay. Dark, firm lines represents an individual who is positive, proactive, and projects self-confidence. This was a really interesting one. It's a person used pencil and it really blended the dark and the light lines. And that represents the person lives more in a balanced way as a whole. Now that the 4 categories we just dealt with gives you a quick insight to what's going on in the dominant theme area. Okay, then we go and work ourselves from the base to the top of the tree. So that way you have a logical order. I'm going to leave this here so that everybody knows. A logical order I take every time so I know I haven't missed anything. Okay, so that you've got the page And then I've done the 4 things. I've looked at, okay, what color, dominant, or place, size, and lines. So I've got the basic insight. Then I'd take the tree and, let's say, and do it logically, work from our way up. So we go to the base, we'll do the roots, we'll do the trunk, we'll do the branches, and then we'll do the tree top. So that way every time I'm not missing any features to confirm my, reading. Okay? Now to start from the base, which is a lot of the clients draw base in the air, means it's really right up in the air on the page. They're not on the bottom of the page. And that really means that this individual has a willingness to move past tradition and conventionality. They're very spontaneous people. A lot of them, I notice, especially, I also, in the intake asked what their religious background is on one of the lines. And I, honest to God, in my experience, all the Catholics, I don't know how many Catholics are here, they draw a line. They want anything to do with their past. And I always see, okay, what religion, and I'm like, okay, line there. And it's just my own experience and my own research that I always see that, what religious background are they coming from, what's going on, past. This individual feels contentment, and he has no past influence affecting his present life and wants to be his own person. So when you see a line, I do want to, potted, is a traveler, ready, pick up, instant, spontaneous, get up and go.
How many of those do you get with the pot?
The potted are very few. Yeah. I'll tell you which are the very few. The air and the base are like a lot, lined a lot. Potted, very few that, I've got at least, in my 4 years, I must have gotten at least 3 or 4. But they're there. But they're very few. Potted are few, and I'll tell you which ones are very few. Now that we know the 4 categories we just dealt with the base, so and then you go into the roots, okay. Roots in a tree, really, what does it really represent? That's where really everything lies, doesn't it? If you want fruits, you got to water the roots, right? So it's really where all, in our practice, it's a very important feature that, okay, how is this person's roots, his past? Because we're all doing, hypnotherapy for past experiences, past traumas, regression, all of that. It's how we are today based on how our past was. So the same thing is simple grounded roots if they have, and they've done it at the bottom, and everything is in here. That means, okay, this person's, his past, he's rooted, he has good influence from his past experiences that he's using in the present day.
Did you say grounded?
Yes, I think I did use that word, grounded, yeah. Now if they're like long extended roots, okay, then these individuals, they project in, how to put it, they're more like feeling, let me give you a good example, feeling, okay, my root is important, it is a good part of my life, and I project that, okay? Okay? Dark, intertwined, I get a lot of these. This is childhood issues. So if you get dark, entwined roots, that means they have childhood issues we need to tap on. No roots. A lot of them, more than 50% of them do no roots. And no roots is that today I'm not affected by it. Okay, this individual is in tune to the present surrounding and have distanced from himself from the past, from their parents, or I don't want to know them. I'm my individual, my own self. I don't want anything to do with my roots. And like I said, a line through the base and no roots, the client is totally disconnected from his past. Okay?
What's the difference between being disconnected from the past and then